Hello, strong people. It is week 10, day 4 of Olympic City Pro-Am Prep. Today, we are heading down to 580 Barbell for our next event session. It's our heaviest event session. Well, give or take. At least heaviest yoke. My coach does a really good job of kind of spacing out the really heavy stuff. Because, I had a comp run farmers last week, and that guy was pulled right in front of me. And this week I have a comp run yoke. He says between 900 and 1,000, but come on, comp run 1,000. We're gonna try 1,000 as long as everything goes well. Heavy. Oh God, sorry. I have an axle barbell, my old axle next to me, and it just rolled into my arm. I'm meeting one of my buddies down there at 580, and he's gonna buy this off of me since I have the new one. He doesn't have an axle, and if you're gonna do strongman, I think there's a few things that you absolutely should have. Even in general, I think these things help any lifter. Some more than others, but I think a log would be good. I think an axle would be good because you can use an axle for a lot. Essentially you could replace your barbell with an axle. You bench with it, squat with it, deadlift, do your landmine presses, overhead press with it, of course, pretty much anything. So, and generally speaking, some axles are way cheaper than barbells. Obviously, you get a little bit lower quality on those ones, but this one here is a Titan one, cost me like $100 maybe, and I think my buddy actually bought it whenever we had the gym together, and it's held up to what did I pull on it? Upper sixes on deadlift. I've dropped 365 from overhead onto a mat, of course, without it bending. So it's still good condition. It's not that they're not sturdy. Some probably better built than others. I've definitely seen quite a few bend. So, but anyway, log is a must for strongman. Axle is absolutely a must. Farmers is absolutely a must in my opinion. I think more people would benefit from farmers. A lot of people want bigger traps. If you want big traps, carry heavy things. Traps, they can take a beating. So I think farmers is a big contributor to that because the loads are so heavy. Like you see strong men, obviously, they all have big traps. Yoke is a debatable one. A lot of competitions will have a yoke. For general use, like your everyday gym goer, I don't know how much a yoke would help them. I don't know. That's a tough one. I just don't know enough in kind of that area to say one way or another. I think it's useful. I think it's fun. I don't know. And sandbags. Sandbags is the other one that I believe is kind of a must-have. Once again, it's one of those things you can use, just a ton of different ways. Over shoulder, to shoulder, cardio, picks, rows. You can do sandbag squats, sandbag press even. It's kind of a never-ending list of sandbags. The only issue with that is, of course, you may have to get a couple sizes, like you need a 100-pound one, 200-pound one, 300-pound one, or whatever. You can make smaller bags fit heavier loads, and they'll be a little bit easier to maneuver because they're more solid and stiff. But generally speaking, I think a sandbag is a great tool to have. Got on a little bit of a tangent there. I don't even know what happened. I think I was saying my buddy's buying this axle, and it's a good tool to have. Anyway, did I say what I was doing today? I don't think I did. SSB back squat. I messed that up last week. I front squatted last week on the, technically speak, I don't know. It's a back squat is what I did, but it was on the front squat setting on the Kabuki transformer bar. And believe me, yeah, it's a front squat. That is a true front squat. Even though that bar's on your back, that was a front squat. I'm still amazed with that. But yeah, it should have been a back squat. So I'm going to do it right this week. SSB back squat to a heavy triple, to a box, of course, because that's like the majority of my squatting. I believe there's pin swings. Then yoke, I think, is next. Comp run yoke, hopefully up to 1,000. Farmers, I think, is an 18 or 19 second max. So as heavy as I can go and still hit that 19 second mark down and back, 50 feet both ways. Is it 50 feet both ways? I don't know. Whatever that means. 50 feet down and 50 feet back. I don't know. I think that means 50 feet both ways. And then a comp run on stones. I say it in quotations like that because, or at least it says, even in the program, it says that in quotations. Simply because we just don't have that amount of stones. Or that amount of platforms, which is not a huge deal. So what I'm going to do, what I'm going to try to do, I think I'm going to do, honestly, I might just do 4 loads with the 330. And then throw that fourth, or did I say three loads? 4, I meant 4 loads if I said 3. 4 loads with the 330 stone at the varying heights of the platforms, or maybe even all to 55, because I've done that. And then for that last stone, I'll the one that shows 440 22-inch stone. We have a 380 22-inch stone, so I think I can put that as the 5th and final stone. The issue is going to be lapping it. Oh, that reminds me. I meant to actually, I was going to grab my forearm sleeves today and give them a try, because it's kind of weird, but my skin is super stretchy. I don't know what it is, but like I can grab my skin and extend it like an inch or 2, more so than others. Like it was like my buddies down here, they saw it like last time 2 weeks ago, and they're like, "Oh God, what is that? Why does it do that?" And I was like, "I don't know." So whenever I try to pull in the stone with just my forearms, it's pulling my skin so hard. I don't know, that could just be me being a weenie, but I figured if I don't know. Another thing, I used to really like wrapping it in tape, wrapping arms in tape, but I don't think I have any. I have duct tape, but I like, if I'm doing duct tape, I want a layer of like electrical tape, maybe, or medical tape, whatever you want to call it. I think it's medical tape, or athletic tape, whatever you want to call it, underneath that, because it kind of soaks up the sweat. You want to spray something sticky on your arm before you put that on, because it'll stop the sweat a little bit. There's a couple different ways. There's one you can use, like it's a type of alcohol, some sort of alcohol you put on your forearms to wick away the sweat. It evaporates the sweat, dries it out, and then you can wrap. That way you don't sweat too much. It kind of blocks your pores. So what I would probably recommend, the best of both worlds, is do the alcohol thing, get the sweat off, then spray something sticky to kind of cover in those pores, and then do your tape job or your sleeves or whatever. If you're just doing straight tacky, I would imagine, but you know, I don't know. I'm not a stone savant by any means. I know some people who are very good at stones, but that was not me. Not my specialty, but we'll make do. I don't know. I feel like I was going to say something else. I don't know. I got another late start today. Not ideal. Worked this morning. Wasn't going to. Decided to last minute. Just, I think about it. I'm only losing. Let's see, what time would I usually get up? Like 7:30. I usually get up at 7:30 anyway to get some food in me before these 10 a.m. training sessions. So really, I'm just getting up an hour and a half earlier, and then I'm eating food at my desk while I work. So it's kind of dumb of me not to work 3 hours in the morning, get some overtime. Because strongman's expensive. If you're not a strong man, you don't know much about it, it's expensive. We have a lot more equipment than most other lifting, I don't even know what to call them. Most other fitness genres, if you will. Calisthenics, just the body. Powerlifting, you got your singlet, you got your knee sleeves, squat shoes maybe, and then a pair of regular shoes. Wrist straps, I guess. You may have elbow sleeves. I know you're not allowed to in competition, but I know some people have them. But generally speaking, powerlifting, you could wear the same shit for like every single lift. And if you really wanted to in strongman, you could. CrossFit, I don't know what they use. I'm assuming they have squat shoes. I'm guessing they use some sort of softer belt. Oh, and belt for powerlifting. I didn't say that already. I thought that was kind of a given. But strongman, we have deadlift suits. I understand some powerlifting feds have that too. I guess equipped powerlifting is a whole new thing. But we got, there's a lot of rambling in this video. I got some stuff to talk about today, apparently. But in strongman, they actually make shin pads, like shin sleeves for deadlifts. Plenty of, tons of different types of shoes. Rock climbing shoes for certain events. You can use squat shoes. Some people wear boots. Whatever type of shoe you want. Deadlift slippers, of course. Let's see. Socks, kind of irrelevant. But shin sleeves for deadlifts. We have our knee sleeves. Varying different styles of knee sleeves. Some that have, some are like triple ply or whatever. I know Cerberus has some of those. They're very stiff. Kind of like a wrap within a sleeve in a way. Then we have, I know Brian Shaw, Evolution Athletics has some power sleeves or something, I think they're called. They have like straps on them. Then you got, let's see what else. You have grip shorts, compression shorts, grip shirts, different belt styles. We have our underbelts. Some people use different belts for different events. They'll have a fit, like a 13 millimeter deadlift belt, 10 millimeter overhead press belt. They could have a, I know Cerberus has like what they call a deadlift belt, but it's not really deadlifts in my opinion. I know Evolution Athletics has a similar one where it's kind of like a Velcro type of thing. Those are cool. We have those. Stone sleeves, of course. We have our tacky. We have to use. Elbow sleeves, same stuff as knee sleeves, but just on the elbow. What else? I feel like there's some other things. Oh, our straps, figure 8, figure 6, I guess they're called. I never knew them as figure 6s, but I guess I would just call them the regular old straps. What else? I feel like I'm missing some stuff. Oh, gloves. Some people use like football gloves on certain events, sandbag events, because they're sticky. Rope poles, sled pole events, stuff like that. What else? I don't know. There's a ton of different stuff in strongman. So if you had like a little bit of everything, you'd have a ton of money invested in your equipment. And if you're taking this sport super seriously, I think that's kind of a good thing to have. You're prepared for all situations at that point. I know Andrew Clayton, he posts about his stuff sometimes, how he brings like 3 pairs of everything. And I think that says a lot to his character, because he is one of the most prepared people I think I've ever seen, at least when it comes to game day. All the food you could ever need, 10 different shoes, belts, whatever. And some people might call that obsessive or over-prepared, but I mean, I'd rather be over-prepared than under-prepared, so I think I'm going to call the talk in there and get some more liquids in me, maybe a snack. Not ideal, but I had to What I should have done is I should have made a meal for this morning. I did not make a meal last night for this morning, so I was kind of stuck eating ramen and eggs, which I know has probably been made somewhat popular by Sam Sulek now because he does it occasionally. But I used to do that way back in college. I guess not way back, but back in college. And I do it like twice a week because obviously it's pretty high sodium content with the ramen, but drink enough water to be all right. You get a crazy pump doing it that way. And I think Brandon Allen, who was a major, I don't think he was above a 308, like a super strong, super power lifter. I know he used to tell his clients to eat some ramen and whatever before, just because of the sodium content, I believe. He doesn't power lift really anymore, mostly grip stuff, but that's besides the point. So it's not like the ramen and eggs is necessarily the worst thing I could have, but I definitely would not prefer it, I would say. I definitely prefer my meat and rice, even though it can be awful to eat some mornings. I look forward to it, and I'm definitely getting back to that these next few weeks. Picked up some 8515, I think it is, turkey burger. I like turkey. Turkey's probably my favorite. I don't know. Beef is up there too. I think beef, red meat, is by far the best in terms of like lifting, gym strength stuff, but I don't think turkey is half bad either. So I will enjoy turkey for the next few weeks leading into competition. I say enjoy very loosely because it's going to suck after a while. Oh, I know one thing I wanted to mention was I've been dropping weight and I have not been meaning to. About a month out from the show, all shows, every competition I've done, about a month out, I'm starving. I'm so hungry as a month out, and I don't really put on any weight in that month for whatever reason. And right now I'm actually dropping weight. I'm like almost 20, not quite 20 pounds, maybe close to 20 pounds, probably 16, 17 away from what I was in Nats. So I've lost a good amount of weight in that time. But it's all been fairly recent. And I don't want to do that this close to the show because just because it changes your leverages. I'm not saying I'm losing a bunch of muscle or anything. I'm just saying that leverages can change, and that's not really what you want this close to a show. You might argue like, oh, weight class lifters have to do that all the time. Like, yes, but they are back up to the weight they were once they've cut, or heavier. So I may be making a bigger deal out of it than I need to, which is possible. And I don't think I'm making a big deal out of it too much because I'm just going to eat some more and try to put on some more weight the next 3 weeks. Not like a ton, but enough to, feel it. Because even my wife hugged me and was like, "Where's the rest of you?" And I was like, I feel flat. I feel very flat. So not great. So hopefully that salt today gives me a little bit of bloat, and I'll be able to move some more weight maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Bloat's good for some events, not for all events, so we'll find out. I don't know how much I'll record today, but at least I talked for, 18 minutes and 47 seconds, so I hope you stuck around for all of that, because I felt like there was some important stuff in there. Not all of it, but some of it. So I will check in with you guys after the lift. All right, that is the end of my last super heavy training day. Ups and downs. If you're unfamiliar with, peaking for strongman, like 2 weeks out, your legs go. There's just almost nothing there. And it kind of messes with you mentally. Because, like, you do things and you're like, why does this feel so heavy? And then you're like, oh, yeah, because I've just prepped really heavy for the last so many weeks.
Yeah, I knew today was going to be rough whenever my heavy set of 3 on squats was only 515. It just had no. It was heavy. It felt heavy. It moved slow. It was just bad. But we got through it and moved on to yoke. Let's see. So I knew when I hit. Sometimes I'll just start with like 545, and I did not today. I started with 365, I believe. Yeah, 365, and then that was okay. And then I went up to my 545, and that did not feel good. So that's a bad sign. When once a weight that light for me feels like that, you know you're going to be in for a bit of a rough one. So we did, we made the next jump. This is generally what I do. So 545, 725, or 745, 745, yeah. And then, wait. Well, now I have to rethink. 400s, 565, 45. I'm going to have to check my yoke video because now I don't remember what I did. Let's do the math here real quick. So I had on 4 100-pound plates, so 400 plus the yoke itself is 165. And that's 565. And then round to 45, so 4 more 45s, that's 180. That's 725. Another 180. 905? Did I only do 905? Well, now I'm confused. It was either, I think it was 905 now that I'm thinking about it. Well, either way, it felt, the 725 or whatever it was, 725 felt awful. Slow. So slow. Legs weren't there. We did it. We got, obviously, I wouldn't go up if I didn't get that, but I was like, we gotta do something. So, rather than go straight to 1,000, I was going to make a smaller jump, go to what I thought was 925. Now I'm realizing it might be 905, I guess. I'll have to look at the clip and see if I did my math right, see what I loaded. And that felt awful. I've done 925 before, but now I'm even wondering if that was 925. It might have been 905. That's going to bother me, so I'll look at the videos now. And last time I did 905 or 925, whatever it was like 14, 15 second run, I think. Somewhere in there. Today, this was 16. So several seconds slower. At least 2 seconds, I think. And it felt awful. The whole way down, legs wobbly, very wobbly. And I was uncertain. It was one of those things where I let out the smallest little breath and I started feeling it collapse. So for the last so many feet, I tried to hold my breath and then I was tunnel vision. I finished it, and as bad as it felt, I still wanted to go to 1,000 so bad. But just, I played it smart. I think I did, at least, because I think that would have cooked me for the rest of the session. And obviously I still had farmers and stones left, so farmers, we moved on to farmers after that. Played it smart, I think. Supposed to be 18-second max on farmers, so as fast or as heavy as I can go, down and back 50 feet, down and back, in 18 seconds. I did 3:15 a hand, and that was 16 seconds, 15 seconds, so I should have gone up probably, but there was a part of me that I was getting drained at this point, and I just didn't have the energy to do another one and then still do a comp run stones. I was happy how 315 moved. Usually 315 is kind of the make or break. If that moves well, then it's probably going to be a good day. Grip felt strong. I didn't feel any issues with that. Legs felt pretty good. My right hamstring going into the glutes is still a little iffy. I need to... Sorry. I need to get the massage gun on that or something. Some sort of heat maybe. But it felt okay. Picks were a little slow just because I didn't have the legs to really push, it felt like. So stuck with 315 there. 335 I'm confident would have been 18 seconds or so. I honestly think I could have done a comp run at around 18, 19. And so I didn't, but I'm confident I could. And then stones, they're stones. I didn't tacky up my forearms as much, and honestly, I think that might not be a bad idea. I only tacked my hands, and just used the residual tacky on the stones to press in with my forearms, and there wasn't really any pain, so I didn't have to fight through any pain while lifting the stone. It was more just like get your hands under it and pick it up. I used 330 as my kind of comp run. Did a couple singles with it, back to back to back. Or no, 2 singles. I did like 300, couple seconds rest. I didn't have the legs under me to keep picking stones off the floor today. I've tried to fight through it a little bit, but I wanted to at least get a feel on them because last weekend we didn't have them. And that's okay. They weren't programmed last week, so it's not like I missed out on a stone session. But I don't know. I don't really have any thoughts going into next week because I just don't think about it. I just trust that I'll be ready on game day. I'll trust that my coach has prepped me. I'll trust that I have done what I can on my end to peak properly and follow the program. So, I don't know. Almost game day, almost time to put it to the test. So, until next time, go out, get strong, stay strong, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.